Alright class, fine. Girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, a very special good evening to one and all. This is day 37 of our full stack web development series. Myself Shabnam, as usual from the code Ark, aiming to deliver technologies to the people out there. Okay, fine. We would be grateful if we get a go ahead from your side. Audibility, visibility all set, correct? That means all clear. Okay, shall be waiting for your post in the chat section. A quick recap of what we have learned yesterday. It was the day 36. Am I right? And we were talking about some remaining functionalities of jQuery, correct? And in the other half of the lecture, we started talking about the browser object model and the document object model, BOM and DOM. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Fine. We were talking yesterday about document object model and the browser object model in DOM. In fact, in DOM, correct. We also learned about what is the DOM manipulation. That is document dot some form name dot some control name dot value. This is how we can access the value. We can also set the value and so on. Alright, fine. We have got a lot of things to do today, because this is our almost last day of JavaScript. Almost. Okay, whatever left we will take it to tomorrow although, but almost we consider here. Fine. Alright, so this is the agenda of the class today. We are going to learn arrow functions in JavaScript, event handling, something called as array destructuring, rest parameter and the spread operators, template literals or also called as a string literal. Okay, I would like to start with event handling because that is something that would take a little bit of time. We have already done event handling indirectly using jQuery. Am I right? When you say dot click or dot mouse over, dot key down, dot mouse out, dot hover, these were nothing but the events. Am I right? In fact, yesterday the half of the class we were writing code for event handling only. Today we will see how to write event handling code not with jQuery but with a simple JavaScript. Okay, with a simple JavaScript. For first of all, although we know, but I would still like to discuss that point. Okay, these are some of the events, people. Like click is an event. Okay, mouse over is an event. Mouse out is an event. These all are the mouse events. Okay, similarly, if I start talking about the form event, people, if I start talking about the form events, then we would have, okay, okay, we would have blur as an event, we would have focus as an event, and many more, these two being very, very famous, correct? Similarly, if we start talking about the keyboard events, okay, keyboard events, then key down is an event, key up is an event. One method to handle these events were using jQuery selector. Help me how? This is the selector. For example, select all the paragraph, and if a paragraph is clicked, so basically the code that we wrote here by creating an anonymous function, that was handling the click event. Let me write here as a comment. This code will handle the click event of paragraph. Correct? So similarly, if I write like this, there is a button, say btn1 is the name of the or ID of the button. Okay, instead of click, This time I say say mouse over. Okay, when somebody keeps the mouse over the button color or its background color must change, right? So what are we doing basically? This is an event, and argument में जो आप code करोगे, that will be a handler, people. That is a code which is going to respond to the event, right? So always remember this way. What are events, people? Actions, action generated by the user. Okay, action generated or any action which is performed by the user. Like click, that's an action performed by the user. Key down, it's an action performed by the user. Double click, right click, scroll down, scroll up. So these all are the different options let me say actions performed by the user. These are events. Yes, of course, not every time all the event are always performed by the user. Some events are even performed by APIs. Some events are even performed automatically by the system when the form is loaded or the document is loaded. But as of now, we are considering those events whose responsible is the one who is responsible for being generating is a user. Okay. So now what is an event handler? Try to understand. Event handlers क्या होते हैं? Okay, so event handlers are that code, people. See this code. Okay, so event handlers are always those code, those piece of code that is used to respond to the event. Okay, that piece of code which we are going to use to respond to the user or respond to the event. For example, if click is an event, on click is the handle or handler of that event. Mouse over, so on mouse over is an handler, right? There are many ways you can add an event handler to the event. Many ways. One way we have learned, that is using the jQuery. Although in jQuery we never use these words like on click, on mouse over, on mouse out, on mouse down. We simply wrote that anonymous function which will respond to the event, correct? jQuery में हमने इस नाम से किसी हैंडलर को बुलाया या बनाया तो नहीं? Yeah, but we definitely wrote an anonymous function which responded to the attached event, like click event or bind event or unbind event, something like that. Good evening, everyone. Is that okay? So jQuery was the one method. Another method we have already done some time ago. We have already done that, but let me still remind you, like this. Like this. Say this is a paragraph, or let me say this is a button. Okay, type is equals to submit. Okay, and on click of this button, that means this is an handler, correct? This is a handler, people. What to do? To please call that code which is going to respond to this event. This is what event handler always specify. Right? Event handler, people. Break the word and read the one who is going to handle the event. Handler हम उसी को बोलते हैं, right? The one who is going to respond or who is going to handle the event, that's an event handler. Right? Fine. So what to do? Say I'm calling some function called as show or display, something like that. Correct. Fine. So this is another way. And show is going to be the JavaScript function which might be kept coded inside the script tag. Is that okay? So one way you can handle an event, that is using jQuery selector tags followed by event name like this, and the code in the form of anonymous function which will specify what to do to respond to that event, right or not? If the event click happens, so anonymous function में जो code होगा वो बताएगा how to respond to click. If mouse over is an event, then anonymous function का जो code होता था वो बताएगा how to respond to that mouse over event. Okay, so this was one way. This is another way. But today we are going to learn one more method, that is by using something called as add event listener. Okay, how to handle an event of a people of a particular action. Let me see how to handle an event using add event listener. So let me show you. Come on. Fine. The formalities I have kept it coded. Okay. Alright. I create a paragraph tag here. I hope font size and all is perfect. Let ID of this paragraph is equals to P1. Okay. So I write here this is the first paragraph. Okay, this is the first paragraph. I just save it and I go behind. Alright, it is here. You see my mouse is on the paragraph. Currently, dekhte jaiye please, my mouse pointer is over the paragraph. Right, now whenever the mouse pointer is over the paragraph, maybe I want the paragraph size to become big, or maybe I want some message to be shown, or maybe I want some other paragraph to be shown, or as simple to say maybe I want one alert box to be shown. Got it? किसी तरह का नोटिफिकेशन आ जाना चाहिए, कोई अलर्ट बॉक्स आ जाना चाहिए, कोई दूसरा पैराग्राफ डिस्प्ले हो जाना चाहिए, something like that. So let's see how to do that. Okay, so this is my script. Script opens, script closes. Alright, script open and script closes, people. Here I say document dot get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID. This function we have used many times. Get element by ID. I want to get. What do you mean by get element by ID? Select the element. This is a JavaScript selector. Correct or not? जैसे कि ये jQuery का selector था. This function actually works more or less the same way. It is going to select the element by an ID. Correct. So definitely आपको argument में ID देना पड़ेगा. The ID of my paragraph is P1, so I write P1. Is that okay? Fine. Last time whenever I might have used this function, हाँ मैंने यहाँ पे value लिखा था या text लिखा था to get the paragraph, or let me say the text content of it. Correct or not? Right? But today I'm going to write add event listener. That means this paragraph should be added an event listener. This is a function here, people. This is a third way we are learning today how to handle event. आज ये तीसरा तरीका हम सीख रहे हैं. Event सारे वही है, खाली syntax and code is different. Got it? One way directly call event handler in the tag, the way I showed to you here. Where gone? Fine. So whenever you code for an HTML element, call the event handlers there. Number two, you can go with jQuery, but for some reason we don't prefer jQuery. So this is another method, that is make use of event listener. Add event listener, people. Okay, break the two word and read. It is going to listen the event. Correct? तोड़कर पढ़िए. Event listener, the one who listens here, that is listening. The one who listen, who is the event and respond to it. So it is but obvious it is going to ask you two questions. Number one, which event should I listen? Number two, how should I respond? Right? So suppose I want click event to be responded. So name of the event is click. You can give a space and add many more events also. Okay. Here I am writing only one event, that is click, people. Click. And how this event should be responded by calling the function, let me say display. Okay. Don't give a round bracket here. It doesn't require. So these are the two questions. Number one, who is the event? Number two, how to respond to it. Event कौन है और उसको कैसे respond करना है. Now because you said respond the click event of paragraph by calling the function display, but obvious second immediate task will become to search the function display. किधर है? Okay, so let us not forget to code that function display. Okay, function display, people. It's simply going to show an alert box. You experiment many more things here. आप दुनिया भर की दूसरी चीजें try करिए. I'm just displaying an alert box. Let me say visit it. Okay. Fine. So this is the syntax, people. This is the syntax. Okay. Document dot get element by ID. Call the element whose ID is P1. Add the event listener to that paragraph. Which event? Click event. How should it be responded? By calling the display function. Where is the display function? It is coded outside. It's an ordinary function. Yes, Shreyas, yes. Okay, see what Shreyas is asking. Yes, of course. See, ID, you don't have to write hash here. Okay, in jQuery mein hash 2 likhna pada because the selector was one common, na? Selector was common. The same selector was taking name of the tag also. The same selector is taking name of the ID also. The same selector is taking name of the class also. So syntax will differ who is ID, who is tag and who is class. But JavaScript के पास ऐसे नहीं है. यहाँ पर तो सब functions ही अलग अलग है. देखते जाइए. Document dot get element. What is happening? Okay. Because I am not writing in script. 1 minute. Let me write it. Okay. Document dot get element by ID. So I will write an ID. Document dot get element by name, people. Name or tag name. If you want to write name, तो यहाँ पर ऐसा name देना चाहिए फिर आपको. Say name is equals to para1. Alright. So this is how we write a name. Para1. Are you understanding? Shreyas. Document dot get element by class name. So even though it is a class, you are not required to write dot. Dot लिखने का जरूरत नहीं because the function itself is get element by class name. Correct? So say name of the class is class 1. Okay. Document dot get element by tag name. Tag name. So if I write P, yep, it is understood. The functions are themselves different. Isn't it? No fool is going to write the name of the class when you are using the function by ID. Correct? No fool is going to write name of the ID when you are using the function tag name. But this was not the case with jQuery. That's the reason we had to write hash before ID, dot before the class, and so on. Okay, good. You understood. Okay, so let me get rid of this code. This was to explain you. Out. ये सब बाहर हो गया. Come on. Look up on the screen one more time. Is there any doubt in understanding this code? Sure? All clear? Right. So I save this. I come here. Okay. I keep my mouse on the paragraph. And I say click. So alert box is displayed. Okay. So let me change the event, people. Instead of click, let me use the event as mouse over. Mouse over is an event. So this time I am not going to click. I just keep my you understood? The moment I come closer to the paragraph, it says me this way. Right? So you can create another event handler this way. Say document dot get element by ID, the one whose ID is P1, dot add event listener. Say name of the event listener is mouse out, comma. This time let me not call the function. देखिए मुझे ऐसा नहीं करना है. Everybody, we know the anonymous function now, right? Who will define the function बाद में and call later or पहले? Yes or no? So this unnecessarily increases the code. Friends, try to understand the advantage of anonymous function. What is the advantage of anonymous function as a callback function? पहला उसको declare बुला दो, फिर नीचे उसको जाके define करो. Why to increase 1 or 2 line of code? Directly create an anonymous function here, na? Because anonymous function need not to be called. It will automatically be called where it is declared. Correct? So instead of calling in function and defining it later, let me say function like this. Alright? And it is going to display some alert message. Say visited. Let me say not visit. Let me say lost focus. something like that. So I think writing the code this way will decrease the number of lines of code as compared to write the code this way. You all agree with this fact, correct? इस तरह कोड को लिखना is much easy to understand. In fact, this is much organized also. It looks organized, people. It looks professional, correct? Rather than writing the code this way, this looks childish. This looks childish. Now we are no more the beginners. Try to achieve that professionalism in coding. Okay, I would be glad if someone acknowledged to me in the chat section the difference between above code and the below code understood. Right? तो जब आपको पहले फंक्शन बुलाना है, बाद में उसको डिफाइन ही करना था, अरे तो एनोनिमस फंक्शन के सिंटैक्स से you could have created the function there itself. Right? So that's what I'm doing here, people. So this looks a little concise code, short code, simple. Let's see it is working or not. This is the event captured, that is mouse out. Okay, so I keep my pointer here. The moment I leave it, okay, because I'm out of it. Is that right? All of us here. Now when you will be coding that project which I gave you, people, snake wala game, you are going to use a lot of events there. You understood? You are going to, ma'am, can we write mouse out function without the keyword function? I didn't understand the question. Can we write mouse out function without the keyword function? Which keyword, Bharat? Explain your question again. I'll respond to you. Explain the question again in the chat section. Okay? I'll see in 1 minute again. Is that okay? Fine. Now, the game I was talking about, that snake wala game. Okay, you have to keep joining the block and the snake keep becoming longer. हमने कभी ना कभी खेला होगा मोबाइल फोन या वीडियो गेम में. This game used to be a very common and a popular game. Is that okay? You just have to join the blocks by changing the direction of the snake. The block joins and the snake becomes longer. And if the snake touches the edge, you are out. Or even if the two ends touch each other, you are out. Right? So you are going to handle so many events there. Key up, key down. Try to code this way or jQuery. कोई भी चलेगा. Keep the combination of both so that you will end up learning both the techniques. Right? Hoping all of us are understanding. Right? No, Bharat, no. No, you can't do that. Anonymous functions you cannot. This way you are asking means, right? You're asking this way. Right? This way. Say function. That is simply like this. No, you can't do that. That means you are telling me don't write name also. Ideally, anonymous functions don't have names. So, don't write name also. Don't write function also. No, then it will be called as an arrow function. Arrow. This is allowed. You cannot write the word function. That is an arrow function. Okay, but over there we have to make use of this arrow at least. Alright, fine. So, simple answer to your question is no. Alright, this kind of anonymous function you can't create. And if you don't want to write this keyword function, then you have to convert it into a arrow function or a lambda function. We're going to talk about arrow function today. Shortly, we're going to talk about it. Okay, answer to your question is no, it is not possible. Okay, chal. This was about event handling. Next people, we are talking about, okay, let me talk about something called as array destructuring. Okay, people, array destructuring. First of all, these 2-3 things which we are talking now. Array destructuring, number 1. String literals, number 2. That's it. Although there are many, but I have taken only these 2. Okay, so array destructuring, string literals, this comes more in ES6. Okay, now first of all, let me tell you what is ES6. It stands for ECMA, ECMA script. Okay, so for E for ECMA, it has its own full form. S for script, people. in short, let me tell you, this is nothing but another name of JavaScript. Another name of JavaScript. Okay, this is another name of JavaScript. That's it. Fine, but it's an advanced JavaScript. Okay, it comes with some standards, legacy of JavaScript only, standards, legacy, as well as, let me say, some advanced features. Okay, otherwise that old JavaScript lagged, people. ECMA came into existence in the year 2015. Okay, 6 because that's the latest version, you can say, one of the latest version. Alright, तो आप basically ES6 को कैसे समझेंगे? It's another name of JavaScript, but it is a little advanced JavaScript. It comes with some good features of JavaScript to make it compatible or to give it a enough fight to the modern days programming languages like Python and you understand? Although we can't compare JavaScript with Python, that would be ethically very wrong. But still, so that JavaScript also remains up to date, tip top, एकदम. Understood? हम भी कम नहीं कहते ना, so ताकि JavaScript also remains बिल्कुल tip top, up to date. So ES6 is basically a standard, international standard, people, who comes with same JavaScript only but a little advanced JavaScript. Right? So these features actually were brought in JavaScript by ES6. One of it is called as array destructuring. Right? The word destructure itself tells you the meaning. That is to break down a complex structure into simple part. Destructure the array. Otherwise, ECMA 6 के पहला JavaScript को ये करने नहीं आता था या वो करने नहीं देता था. Alright, fine. So let me show you what is this array destructuring. Say I have an array here. Let me come into the head part, people. Although you can code down also. Script. Alright. Say I have an array here. Let me say array is days. And these are the let me say the days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, Thursday. I should have written in short to save our time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, Saturday, Sunday. So this is my array. I just printed document.write days. Let me see how it shows. So here we go, the days are printed. Now destructuring means what? See what happens now. Okay, I say where, people, where. Okay, let me say this one as holiday 1. Okay, or let me say like this, a comma b is equal to days. Okay, is equal to days. Now I don't know, I said I also don't know the meaning of this code. आप मुझे output देखकर समझाओ क्या होता है. अच्छा, one minute. Document.write a. These are the two variables, people. Okay, these are the two variables. Don't consider this one to be an array. Array is declared on the right side of declaration or assignment, never on the left side. समझ रहे आप बात? If you think this is going to be an array because I use square bracket, no. Arrays and all, everything is declared on the right side of the initialization, not on the left side. देखिए ये array था because it is on the right side of equal to, correct? This is nothing but the list of variables. You want one variable, you just write like this. But if you want a list of variable, so we close it in a square bracket. ठीक है? Document.write a and document.write b. ठीक है? Here we go. So what happens? थोड़ा break दे देते हैं. Just a minute, please. So this time it writes only A and B. This is called as destructuring. That means order wise, people. In a serial order, one by one elements will be extracted from the array and assigned to the variable. Like Monday is assigned to A, Tuesday got assigned to B. Or in a serial order. So if I write here C, that means only the 3 elements I want to assign from days to variable A, B, C individually. Okay, 3 variables we want to assign to this 3 element of the array we want to assign to the 3 variables individually. Check them out. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Alright, now suppose if you say that I don't want Wednesday, instead I wanted Thursday. So there is no way to do that here by counting and all. You just have to skip that position like this. So skip it. So it will be left blank. Check what happens now. Got it? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Okay. So let me say the holidays are holiday 1, holiday 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me check it out. Okay, I'm trying something. If it happens, well. If it doesn't, we'll go ahead. Okay, this is simple what I wanted to show. Okay, so holidays, people. Holidays are, yep, my friend, yep, variable names were missing here, correct. Saturdays and Sunday. So in between, if I wanted to select some variables, say Saturday and Sunday, you just leave those spaces as blank. Right? Hoping you are understanding. Is that fine? All of us? Yep, variable name was an issue. Okay, right. So this is called as destructuring an array. It's like a placeholder, people. ये जो जगह हमने खाली छोड़ दिया, these were the placeholders. So if you just want Wednesday, so Monday. Oh my God, what's happening here? Okay, Monday, Tuesday. So let me use A here. Okay, A here. And then if you just want Wednesday, why to give details about the others? So that means it's going to print only Wednesday. Right, so this is something called as a destructuring of an array. You can really do a lot, play around a lot of things with it. As and when the applications come, we'll keep seeing them. I hope you understand. Okay, this feature was otherwise not available up until JavaScript, but it was E6 or ES, ECMAScript and all, that brought in with JavaScript. So this is something about a rough idea of what is a destructuring. Okay, yes, you can even destructure with the REST operator. Okay, you can even destructure using the REST operator, people. Okay, now what is this REST operator? 1 minute, I had written something here. Okay, check it out, this one. Okay, Control C, Control V. Okay, fine. So I am writing A, I am writing B, and blah 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 blah, I am writing args. Okay, here I am writing it as args. Okay, args. I save this and I come here. So it shows me A as Monday, B as Tuesday. Okay, and this is the output of ARGS. That is called as REST, people. A and B I showed. Ab jo bacha, that is a REST parameter. Okay, REST. Now what is the actual meaning of REST parameter? First of all, I am writing here point by point. This is something important you need to understand. REST parameter, people. Okay, REST parameters. It help us parameters. Okay, it help us. Okay, it helps to pass as argument any number of arguments. Okay, or you simply write it help us to pass any number of arguments. Alright, that means first will be A, second will be B, and then any number of arguments, whatever is remaining. Alright, fine. You will find once you start Python what REST parameter does here. Over there we are going to use with the help of something called as key args or key W args. Both of it works, people. Key args and key W args. Alright, that means this is called as REST. What is the English meaning of the word REST? Remaining. Okay, for example, out of 10, 1 student will do this, 3 students will do that, and rest will simply keep writing. So rest means what? 1 and 3, that means 4. Baki ke remaining 6, correct? That is called as rest. That is called as rest. But remember one thing, rest parameter is declared using spread operator. Okay, spread operator. What is the spread operator? That is 3 dots. These are also called as 3 period, people. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I repeat one more time. जैसे कि अलग-अलग languages अलग-अलग तरीके से rest operator दिखाता है. The people who are here from Python, we make use of args and key args there. K args. Alright, fine. Args and key args, people. But no, JavaScript makes use of this spread operator, which is a 3 dot followed by a variable name. Say A. So now this is called as a rest parameter. Or ABC. So ABC will be called as a rest parameter. If you want to display, so document.write or console.arg the name of that parameter. Hoping you are understanding. Is that okay? Please somebody declare to me in the chat section. Is the concept of rest operator understood? देखते जाइए क्या होता है. Say I write like this. A and this is A. So there is nothing called as B here. बाकी का सब rest है. बाकी का सब rest है. So BR and all. Okay. Generally, when do we use that? When we don't know how many are the total number of arguments. हमको पता ही नहीं है. Okay. Suppose we don't know. I said how many are the total number of arguments. Thank you. This is called as a rest operator, or let me say rest parameter, which is declared using spread operator. Spread operator, people. The questions are important from JavaScript interview point of view. Rest parameter and how it is declared using spread operator. So if I do like that, now what will happen? Okay, the mistake is here. Okay, people, this is my mistake. Not hash, this is wait, comment. Okay, so Monday was A. Monday is A here. And rest everything became the output of the rest parameter, correct? Rest everything has become the output for a rest parameter. Right? People are here, correct? I hope you are understanding. So that is the concept of rest and spread. Right? So you want to try with different methods. आप अलग-अलग तरीके से try करते जाइए. Say instead of A, yeah, I can specify it anywhere. Okay, say A, B, C, D, and then बाकी का जो बचा वो rest है. So if I come here, yeah, A, B, C, D is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Although I did not print there, hoping you are understanding. A Monday, B Tuesday, C Wednesday, D Thursday, and then the rest operator. So whoever remained, that will be the rest operator. I hope you got my point. Yes, Bharat, that's what I said. In the real world, it is useful when we don't know how many are the total arguments. Okay, I give you another example. See, say this room is temperature controlled. There are sensors here. Bharat, there are sensors here. Every second or every 2 seconds or every minute we sense the temperature and we input to the system. हर मिनट का टेम्परेचर हम सेंस करते हैं, इनपुट देते हैं. But if every minute you sense an input, the array will keep growing in size. And how many are the values in the array at a given point of time? We don't know. Of course, you can find out using length of the array, but we might not be interested in all of them. Alright, so we might be interested in 1, 2, 3, 4 and baki ka rest. Is that okay? Understanding it? Say rest operator. Say I want to accept information from the user, but information can be name, email, gender. Sometimes information can also be name, email, gender and phone number. Sometimes information can be name, email, gender, contact number and salary. Alright, so the function who is accepting rest parameter will allow the function call with all the 3 different ways. You understood? Because you have not specified exactly how many number of arguments you want. ऐसा आपने strict उसका prototype बना के नहीं रखा है. So function is working with a function call of 2 argument also. Function is working with a function call of 5 argument also. Function is working with a function call of 8 argument also. Because rest parameter declare any number of argument. Now clear? Fine. Rest parameter, it actually defines any number of argument. Acknowledge to me in the chat section if it is clear yet or not. Right? आपको बात समझी या नहीं? Tell me. If not yet, then I'll give you some other example. All of us here. Fine. Okay, let's talk about one more. People, one more. E6 or ES6 feature, advanced feature of JavaScript called as a template literals or string literals, people. String literals. Okay, now generally what happens, see, this is for console.log, string literals. Okay, let's come here. In the script tag only. I say console.log hello, how are you? Okay, save this, come here. Now because it is in the console box. Okay, good, thank you. I'll give you more applications of REST parameter once we start working with Python and talk about key arguments there. Is it okay? Because eventually what happens? Function statements require line number 33 and line number 15 is showing me error. Let me check. Okay. Error is because instead of dot I have given semicolon. One more time. Okay, console.log it is. Yes, my friend, it was having semicolon, right? Okay, line number 33 is showing me an error, but I ignore for a time being because I'm getting my output here, people. Is it okay? Hello, how are you? Now suppose I want hello on one line and how are you on another line. How we'll do that? Okay, how? Hello and how are you? So you are expecting me to write this way, plus plus and break. This is wrong. Alright, check this works or not. No, this is wrong. It's not working. My output is gone. If you could go back, this works with document.write. Because document break, people, break is an HTML code that works on the web page body. Console box, that's a browser object, correct? वो browser object है, वहाँ पर HTML tag नहीं चलता है. So what we have to do here is, we have to write \n. Okay, see how helpful this is, \n, the topic we are discussing now. Fine, so you see, so if you could see, Ctrl+Shift+J or right click inspect, whatever. Okay, so these are on two different lines, hello and how are you. Is that okay? This is on two different lines. So similarly, after how are, I type \n here, this will again come on a different line. I don't know what's happening. Okay, this is irritating me, but I will still go ahead. Okay, Ctrl+Shift+J. Fine, so hello, how are and you are on the three different lines the way we discussed, but ES6 has introduced something called as a template literal or a string literal, you know, that makes the work easier, which is called as back tilt, people. This is a back tick. Okay, you see, हमने console log का message किस में लिखा है, in a single quote, correct? This is an inverted quote, people. Double inverted quote and a single inverted quote. So don't write in single and double quotes here, people. Don't write it in quotes. Instead, write the message in backtick. तो उससे होगा क्या? आप जैसे लिखोगे वैसे ही उधर बताएगा. Like this. Backtick. Backtick. Now remove this \n. I say hello, how are you? Okay, that means just an enter key. Huh? Check, just an enter key. Just an enter key. So it's working like this. Am I right? Hello and how are you? Yeah, you adjust the alignment here. This is because the way you are writing it is displaying. आप समझ रहे बात? You never wanted this page, you shouldn't have given. So that is the advantage of backtick, people. Backtick का ये advantage होता है. आप जैसे लिखोगे, टाइप करोगे, exactly वैसे ही console box बताएगा. So if I say hello, how are you, like this way, you see, it's gonna display you the same way. Okay, open the console box. I open the console box. Am I right? Hello, hi, how are you, etc. So I think this is far simple. Am I right? Or simpler as compared to using \n. If someone can acknowledge to me in the chat section, you understood the use of backtick. इसको हम बोलते हैं template literal or the string literal. Okay, one string literal in fact. Another way is, say if you want to display something, say age here is 16. Age is 16. Hello. Okay, I'm writing in the backtick only. Your age is. People, you cannot use plus here to concatenate. You cannot use comma here to concatenate. In fact, you have to make use of this function. Dollar with opening closing curly brackets. Are you understanding? This is called as a string interpolation. What happened? Yeah, look. Okay, dollar people. I haven't written इसको हम बोलते हैं string interpolation, function to interpolate the string. Good, thank you everyone. Right, fine. Because this is a console box, write the name of the variable. Hello, your age is whatever. Alright, remember people, ये string interpolator है, dollar and the curly bracket. Inside the console box, if you want to display the value of any variable, then we use the string interpolator. Understood? Take it. Okay, let me get rid of this. Save this. Come here. Come here. For the last time, I'm opening now. For the last time. Okay. Console box. Console box. Right click, inspect, or Control Shift J. That's a shortcut to open console box. So hello, your age is 60. Is that okay? Fine. So these are different string literals. People, you have to go to the official website of ES6 and learn about more string literal. But this much is enough for us. I hope you got my point. Is that very clear to you? Fine. Okay. Let me just give you the start to arrow function. If we fall short of time, in case, we will continue arrow function tomorrow. Okay, people. So first of all, arrow functions. In fact, this is the third syntax of declaring function we are learning in JavaScript. Right? First functions that we have declared, people, first method that was using, people, that was using the simple, 1 minute please. Okay, basic functions, people. Those are the basic functions who have their names. Okay, with names. So this is a function, say function display, and this is the scope of the function, right? The code goes here. Okay, second type of function that we have studied, that those were anonymous function. We have used anonymous function quite a lot now till today. Anonymous function, they are anonymous because they have no names. Okay, what is the advantage? It is short, no need to call. Am I right? No need to call, they are short. So the basically writing code is shorter. Am I right? And it is handy. Like we saw today, first let me write the name of the function and then define the function. क्यों करे भाई ये सब? There and there declare the function and wind up the story. It will reduce the lines of code to write to create an application, correct? Fine. Okay, so third functions are called as an arrow function. First of all, arrow are also anonymous. When I say anonymous, means it is not going to have your name. Arrow is also called as a lambda function in different languages. People, Python doesn't have arrow function. We're going to talk about Python, but no. Instead, arrow की ही तरह काम करने वाला lambda functions it talks about. Okay, it never makes use of arrow. Here, to create and code arrow function, we actually create this kind of arrow sign. I hope you got my point. So what is one of the use of arrow function? It makes your code more readable and structured, short. Understood? जैसे कि यहाँ पर function का नाम चाहिए था, function name, and say function name. In anonymous, what happened? Just the keyword function and no name. Am I right? Just the keyword function and no name. And in arrow functions, what happened? Even there is no need of this keyword function. ये भी लिखने का जरूरत नहीं, इसको भी हटा दो. Out. Just give a square round bracket. Understood? आगे जाकर I will tell you, even if you don't give the round bracket, then also it will work under some syntax. Under some syntax. Followed by arrow mark and then scope of the function. You understood? See how one by one the things became reducing. चीजें कम कैसे होते गई? I said चीजें कैसी कम होती गई? Function name, no need in anonymous. Only the keyword function is required there. But in arrow, even there is no need of the keyword function. Alright, so let's see how to do that, people. ये कैसे करते हैं हम? How to do that? Okay, so here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm inside the script only. I'm inside the script. Let me say where a is equal to, and I create and call this function. Say first let me write like this: function abc, and it is going to display let me say functions, arrow function. Okay, this kind of arrow functions in JavaScript. Okay, this is not an arrow function, people. This is a simple function. This function will be called when someone tries to declare a, or when JavaScript will declare a, this function will be called. Alright, हाँ, of course, अभी output कैसे आता है और हमको कैसे बुलाना पड़ेगा a देखने के लिए, we'll see that. So let me come here to the output. Okay. Fine, so I don't find that message anywhere, because now to call this function, one minute, let me get rid of this. Now to call this function, you actually have to call that argument who is storing the function. That is a. This is the way it is called. Fine. Alright, so it shows me here arrow functions in JavaScript. Fine. The same way, if I do not give the name, it will still work because it's going to be an anonymous function. Save this, come here. Okay. But for an arrow function, you don't even need the keyword function. You just have to write this round bracket followed by an arrow mark and the scope of the function. Save this, run this. Yep, I have an output here. Yes, you can pass some argument here. Say like it's going to accept x and it is going to display x. Okay, it is also going to display x. So say the value of x is people x. The value of x is x. Got it? So but then how will you call this function? People, how will you call this function? देखिए इनका नाम तो होता ही नहीं है, तो इनको कैसे बुलाए? With the help of the variable in which they are stored. Got it? Fine. Or they can be called in a callback functions or callback arguments. Correct or not? Fine. So let me pass some number here. Say the number is 120. Save this. Come here and it says the value is 120. If you don't mind, can I comment the other output here? I don't want this. I don't want this also. Let me save and see. Yeah, I don't want this also, because that's confusing. So the value of x is 120. Okay, now see if arrow function has only one argument, अगर एक ही argument है तो even ये round bracket देने का भी जरूरत नहीं होता है. My friend, you see how the code has become so sophisticated now. कितना छोटा हो गया, correct? Alright, so one by one how we kept reducing, how we got eliminating and discarding the syntax from the stuff from the syntax, right? If there is no argument, of course you need a round bracket. Understood? Or if there are more than one arguments, then also you need a round bracket to say it or state it is a function. But if the arrow function has to accept only a single argument, वो round bracket का भी जरूरत नहीं है. Talk about the variable that will store the argument and document.write the value of something is something. See it works or not? Yes, it is working. Alright, similarly, you even don't need this people block, curly bracket भी नहीं चाहिए. If arrow function has only a single line of code to execute. Are you understanding? If the function has only single line of code to execute, तो round bracket भी नहीं चाहिए. Save this, run this. Change the value. say 250. Save this, run this. The value of x is 250. So this is basically very short to write and easy to read and understand. Are you getting it? Fine. You see how simple जो काम 4-5 लाइन के कोड का था, otherwise using the standard method of coding a function, Arrow has made it really very short and simple, correct? Arrow has really shortened the work. People, someone please write in the chat section yes or no. Good, thank you. Yeah, but if you say I want 2 numbers, 2 arguments, no, then you cannot write like this, x comma y. Understood? देखो syntax error दे रहा है यहाँ पे, wrong है ये. Then you will need to use the round bracket for function, people. Okay, say 250 and 350. Alright, and I say the sum is, the value of sum is, or only the sum is x plus y. So I say save. Okay, 250, 350, x plus y, it has concatenated. I leave that responsibility to you. Convert it into integer, that is parse it, and do a save like this. Okay, fine. If it's not taking here, never mind. If it is not taking here x and y, so let's do one thing. Let's declare the block and let's take another variable here inside the block. Let's take z is equals to x plus y, and then the sum is z. Is that okay? The sum is z. Save this, come here. Okay, I think it displays 600, correct? Why the block was required? Because why the block is required now? Because the function is not made up of just one line of code. It is 2 different lines of code, correct? Fine. And why this round bracket also at least? Because the arguments is not just one, it's more than one. Is that okay? Right, guys, many more things that you can try with the arrow function. Now what are you going to do till tomorrow? आप कल तक क्या करेंगे? You remember those programs which we did using for loop? Find a factorial of a number, prime number. You do all this once again but with arrow functions. For example, this is a variable called as prime. Hello guys, see, ऐसे करके रखिए prime. Okay, it is going to, this arrow function is going to accept one number, and here it is going to write all the code to find out number is prime or not. Okay, code to find out number is prime or not, and then here you will be calling that function. Okay, say prime, and I pass the number as 7. Let's see how it works. So similarly try to do for the pattern also. Pattern, people, remember pattern printing. Say how many number of rows you want to print in a pattern. Pass the number of rows. Say 10. So that means 10 lines of pattern. Am I right? And rows के नाम से ऊपर there will be one arrow function stored. So where rows is equals to, this is going to be an arrow function. This is the syntax of the arrow function. Minimum syntax. और वो भी because वो एक ही argument ले रहा है. So I don't need even this round bracket. Let me just write x. And here you will have the code to print the pattern. Okay, you will yourself find it so relaxed that how easy it has made arrow function to reduce the number of code. Guys, remember one thing, as a programmer, whenever we write a program, we have to make sure the code is not unnecessarily long, because longer the code, more the time it will take on server to execute. Am I right? Utna performance, memory, backup, cost, expenditure सब बढ़ता जाता है. So a real-time code is never a long code. It should be a short code. Right? So when you talk about anonymous function, when you talk about the arrow functions, the main motive or agenda behind these concepts are that somehow we are able to write the code which is short. किसी तरह तो हम भाई code कम लिखे. There's a huge amount of data to handle. That's what is called as big data. We all might have heard about big data, right? कभी ना कभी हमने सुना होगा big data, data mining, machine learning, correct? अरे तो huge amount of data है to handle. So let's always try to achieve that you always at the code which is short, because shorter code execute faster, performance will be good, speed will be fast, cost should be less. Am I right? We want to balance both the factor people. हमको speed भी high fi चाहिए, cost भी कम चाहिए. तो क्या करें भाई? अरे you write the short code. What we otherwise can code in 100 lines, try to code it in 10-20 compact lines, correct? Or maybe 30-40 compact lines at least. Right? So this is how what we achieve through arrow functions. Alright, please declare you understood or not. Okay, write to me in the chat section, are you getting my points or not? All of us. Fine, we will be talking about arrow function one more time in Python, but not by the name arrow. We will be calling it there as a lambda. Alright guys, fine. ठीक है. I actually wanted to discuss two more things today. आज हमको दो और चीजों के बारे में बात करना था. Number one, promises. This is what is left to be learned. JavaScript promises people. JavaScript promises. And number two, async and await. What is this in JavaScript? Alright, but time doesn't permit us to discuss, so we'll see how we can do. Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is a last day for JavaScript. उसके बाद हम कब क्या करेंगे, कैसे करेंगे, I'll discuss everything with you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. But not only JavaScript, tomorrow majority of the time I'm going to give you for everything put together in a nutshell. Right? That means this way: HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript all together in a nutshell, writing down in points what all we have done. In fact, I'm going to give you one small mini project also to develop using these technologies before we could actually go ahead with the more professional languages and dig forward in full stack. Is that clear? So make sure you're coding hard back at home. Doesn't matter how busy you are in your school, colleges, or in fact your jobs and all. Please try to find the time out. Alright, fine. तो इतना सब पुट टुगेदर करने के बाद टाइम बचता है तो हम प्रोमिसेस और इसकी बात करेंगे कल. नहीं तो फिर आई विल कीप दिस टॉपिक मार्क्ड एज पेंडिंग पीपल एंड विल डिस्कस व्हेनेवर वी आर गोइंग टू talk about those pending topics. Is it okay? All of us here fine? ठीक है. Any question from your side? Something you would like to ask? Try event handling a lot, people. This is where we started today, from event handling and adding the event handlers, correct? Event handlers. Then we started talking about the E6 or ES6 array destructuring, rest parameters, spread operators, template string literal, and the arrow function. All these topics that we discussed today are equally important from JavaScript interview points of view. Okay, ma'am will provide notes. Those are in your... Yes, Shreyas, I will provide you. But the thing is what, that's not a complete notes. That's only my teaching point. I keep these documents ready so that I don't forget to speak about them in the lecture. I'll share with you, definitely. But this is not a complete notes. These are only the teaching pointers. And that's a faculty material so that we don't forget to speak about them. That's only. But we will definitely share it. Okay, some rough works and all. I'll give this. But you have to study more about it. We are working on our own website wherein we can put these notes with videos and all. But it will take yet a long time. So I can promise you to deliver in a day. By the time you can take some help from other sources on internet and study about them. Is it okay? These files I will share. Good. Alright then, if no doubt, I shall see you back tomorrow again at 4 PM. Make sure you are present here with your notebooks because we will be putting up everything from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap right from day 1 that we met. Day 1 से लेकर आज तक हमने जो भी किया will be putting up as a final touch tomorrow and never going to come back to them. Alright, and then I will be starting with a track of Python Django SQL. People, Python Django SQL. Time लेगा. उसके बाद में we are going to start up with a track of Angular and React. All right, all of us are fine. Chalo, see you back tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care.